And hello everybody, my name is NikoTheLegend, and this is the Snowflake and the Well-Mannered Teenager giving you something new to talk about. We're going to be talking about Doom Eternal, how the campaign length to be double compared to its predecessor. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Let's just say that that's pretty insane for a first-person shooter game to have double the length of Doom 2016's story mode single player, which was on average, I guess, 10 to 12 hours for people to beat if they just had a normal casual playthrough. I mean, I don't really know what game modes they were playing or what difficulty they were on. They could have been on normal or ultra violence. I don't know. I always play on ultra violence, and I think it probably was a good length. But now this is great news that we're hearing that this is double. That means, hopefully that means it's still quality over quantity. It's still more bang for your buck, you know, because like usually it's like, oh, well, this game was too short, so we got to make it longer because people are complaining about that. And honestly, I don't know if people were complaining about the game's length in Doom 1, Doom 2016. I actually think it was a pretty damn good length because it does have a lot of replay value with the game originally because of the secrets, collectibles, and all the nooks and crannies for you to explore. And why not go back playing the hardest difficulty and ripping and tearing as best you can, or the other way around when demons do that to the Doomslayer. So this may sound great to a lot of people, but I think there's gonna be there's always the outlier or the opposition of people who probably won't like this. Now I understand that sometimes a game's length is doubled or maybe sometimes even shortened. It depends on what type of direction that they're trying to go with. And if you saw in the trailers for this game, it was pretty much out of this world. We saw that you were on Earth, you've seen that you're on Phobos and one of the PlayStation demos back in the day. So it looks like you're gonna, I mean, Heaven and Hell, I believe, is still making an impact in this game. So you can only imagine that they would only make it longer to fit all that in and make sure it's not all compressed or compacted too much. You know, the Doomslayer is a big guy, but he needs a lot of space to move around. As like I said, as you saw in the gameplay footage, trailers, and reveals, there's a lot for you to explore, and there's a lot of indirect planet hopping, I guess. But I think that's okay. I believe in id Software. You know, I think Doom 2016 was an eye-opener for a lot of people. Fans of old and new to get into the Doom franchise, and I think that's just the perfect way to do it. I think that's just amazing. Now, let's say for argument's sake on why this is a bad thing. Now, I mentioned before, quality over quantity. Yeah, like I said, if the game is too long than it needs to be, then yeah, it can be a bad thing. Things are too spread out. This is a Doom game. We want things to be kind of claustrophobic and in your face at all times. And I think it's going to be like that, but you never know. You know, we just seen gameplay trailers, and I know there's a bunch of people, videos, people playing the game from, you know, first 10 minutes or 3 hours of footage of this and that. Like, I get it. Like, I could look at that and be like, okay, that's my sources. But I don't like to spoil myself with stuff like that. I like to be surprised. And I have complete, utter faith in companies that release good games. It's software in general. Bethesda, no. Bethesda can just burn for all I care. But that's besides the point. Now, like I said, a game too long could be a bad thing. Hopefully it has enough things for Doom to be, the Doom guy to be distracted by. Like, we don't want too much leeway or leniency, you know, because if this is going to be, I don't know, would you consider this a first-person horror shooter game? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's got some scary moments. I mean, Doom's always been on the freaky, grotesque vibe, so I would say this is still a spooky game in a sense. Not as spooky as they were going with Doom 3, but shoot, man, in Doom 1, those levels with like the invisible pinky demons always scared the shit out of me as a kid. And, you know, hearing their like pig noises in the backdrop, it's pretty scary. So this will be interesting. You know, they might have a lot more open world mechanics for the game, considering, you know, you're on planet Earth and not just on one Mars station, but because it's supposed to reflect of Doom 2. But honestly, folks, I really hope that it's not boring. I hope it's not just, it's too much segment, too many segments that go on to where you're just walking around and stuff. I'm okay with that on a much smaller scale. You know, like in Doom 2016, there were some times where you're running around just exploring and stuff, or you're trying to find your way, which is good because that reminds me of the original Doom. You kill all the demons in the rooms that you're already in, you backtrack like a million times. That's okay. And I'm hoping that this game, Doom Eternal, has that backtracking because it's cool to kind of see the old environments being recycled, and I think that it just works for the game just flawlessly. So I'm hoping that they, you know, they utilize their time carefully. And I hope the replay value is there. I hope there's enough for people to go back and play the game on harder difficulties, or like I said before, for Doom 2016 was, you know, going back for collectibles. Maybe there's Easter eggs, or you can get the secret levels. You know, like there was a lot. There was a lot, and who knows with this PvP stuff added to the game. I don't know if battle mode is like its own particular thing. Exclusive mode, I haven't done enough research in it, I apologize, but you can just look it up on Amazon, Google, of course, or any search browser. But anyway, folks, I just thought I'd let you know, keep you informed about this. I think it's going to be pretty cool. If you're hoping for a quick play through the game, well, hopefully you learn how to play the game properly and you can get through it maybe less than 22 hours. I'm not entirely sure. But I want to know what you guys think on it. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Do you guys like the original length of Doom 2016 better? Or is this something that you're looking forward to? More bang for your buck? Because first-person shooter games can be pretty fucking short. Like Dishonored 1. And that's why in Dishonored 2, the developers were like, okay, this is like quadruple the length of the original game. But is it a bad thing that games are that short? I don't know. Quality over quantity. But my opinion, I don't want to spend $60 on a 4-hour game. That's just me. Anyway, folks, you take care. And this is going to be our greatest time to rip and tear. So shine up, get that crucible ready, get prepared for ripping and tearing.